Saint Augustine, otherwise known as Augustine of Hippo, was a significant figure in philosophy and Christianity as he was able to apply classical thought to Christian teaching and was able to create an impactful theological system, Augustinianism. Saint Augustine was born in northern Africa in 354. Despite being raised by a devoted Christian mother, he was difficult as a child and grew to be an atheist. He was raised and went to primary school in Thagast at age 17. He went to Carthage to continue his education in rhetoric. His education continued at a school in nearby Medora, which laid the foundation for Augustine's broad knowledge of the classics of ancient literature. Around the age of 16, Augustine's parents sent him to the largest city in the area, Carthage, for university. Augustine had a personal encounter with the Donatists when he became the Bishop of Hippo. Constantine himself had decided grudgingly to tolerate them until Constantine, in ca. 347, exiled Donatus and his leaders to call Augustine read these texts and based on them and on his personal experience. Theologian Pelagius was a Christian moralist who rejected the theologian concept of original sin and argued that Adam's sin did not affect humanity. He insisted that Adam committed sin by a free choice and that his guilt and corruption were never transferred or imputed to generations after him. In his writings, Augustine affirmed the teachings of the Catholic Church that Pelagius denied, particularly those concerning original sin, infant baptism, and the necessity of Christ's grace. Augustine left his job as a teacher in Milan and moved to Cassiciacum, where he formed a community with his friends. Augustine's time at Cassiciacum is considered as the beginning of his transition from a life of vanity to a life in contemplation. After his baptism in 387, Augustine returned to his native home in Tagaste with Eduarditus, Alypius, and Evodius. He chose his father's property to experiment with asceticism in his own way. Augustine's Regula were written to rectify the heresies of the Manichaeans. In 391, Augustine went to Hippo to look for a suitable site for a new community. While attending a liturgical service, he saw that all eyes were turned to him by the bishop. Despite his reluctance, he found himself led by the crowd to the bishop to be ordained priest. The rule of Saint Augustine of Hippo is one of the earliest guides for religious life. The basic principles of the Augustinian spirituality of religious community life can be found in the rule. It outlines what is essential for religious life in the community that is guided by the gospel.